What happens when an entire generation refuses to stay silent? When the young voices of a nation roar so loudly that even the government can no longer ignore them. This is not just a story about protests. This is about a youth-led movement that shook an entire country to its core. Welcome to Hidden Tooth. If you want more deep dives like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay updated with stories the world needs to know. Hello friends. For years, people dismissed Gen Z, calling them lazy, screen addicted, and good for nothing. But this same generation just brought down an entire government. Yes, you heard that right. The protests in Nepal forced Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli to step down. The movement grew so massive that the Prime Minister's residence was set ablaze, and even the Parliament building was attacked. Angry demonstrators even chased the finance minister through the streets, beating him with shoes. Sadly, tragedy struck when the home of a former prime minister was torched, claiming the life of his wife. This leaves one burning question. How did Nepal reach such a boiling point? Let's break it all down step by step. The spark that lit the fire on the 8th of September 2025. Thousands of young people flooded the streets of Kathmandu. Most of them were between 20 and 25 years old. Students in school and college uniforms, united under one voice. This demonstration was organized by an NGO called Hami Nepal and began peacefully at Maitigar Mandala, a symbolic landmark, with protesters marching towards Parliament. But the government tried to block their way by deploying heavy police forces. Water cannons, tear gas, and rubber bullets were used, and soon, violence broke out. Some protesters managed to breach the Parliament complex. What happened next shocked the entire nation. The police opened live fire on civilians. At least 19 protesters were killed and more than 400 injured. Among the dead was a 12-year-old child. This was no longer a protest. It became a nationwide uprising. The protests grow as news of the shooting spread. More and more people poured into the streets. The government tried to impose a curfew, but it was ignored. Demonstrations erupted not only in Kathmandu, but also in Pokhara, Butwal, Bharatpur, and Damak. The government's decision to ban major social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, Snapchat, Twitter, while leaving TikTok untouched only added fuel to the fire. Many believed the ban was not about stopping hate speech, but about silencing dissent and preventing people from exposing corruption. The deeper issues, while the social media ban was the trigger, it was not the only reason for the rage. Nepal's youth were already fed up with corruption at the highest levels, unemployment, with nearly 1 in 5 young people jobless, nepotism, with politicians, children flaunting lavish lifestyles while ordinary people struggled. Some young Nepalis were so desperate for work that thousands joined the Russian army to fight in the Ukraine war just to earn a living, risking their lives for money. Meanwhile, the children of politicians were posting photos of foreign trips, luxury cars, and designer clothes online. Hashtags like #NepoKids and #NepoBaby started trending, highlighting this inequality. The breaking point tourism, one of Nepal's biggest industries, suffered a huge blow from the social media ban. Families abroad couldn't connect with loved ones. For a country where more than 7 million citizens live overseas, this was devastating. When the government responded to peaceful protests with bullets, it only deepened the anger. Soon, residences of the Prime Minister, President, and even opposition leaders were attacked. The army had to use helicopters to rescue officials. Finally, on the 9th of September, around 2 p.m., Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli resigned. A country at a crossroads. Even after the resignation, the protests have not completely stopped. People are demanding systemic reforms, an end to corruption, and a better future. Some are even calling for the return of monarchy. A shocking turn of events after Nepal became a republic in 2008. But the real solution lies in strengthening democracy, not abandoning it. The anger of a generation cannot be ignored anymore. Nepal's story is a warning for every government in the world. Ignore the voices of the people long enough, and they will make themselves heard, no matter the cost. Let's hope that Nepal's leaders listen this time and bring meaningful change. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and share it with others. And of course, subscribe to Hidden Tooth for more powerful stories like this.